Hey, beautiful soul. Welcome in for your weekly reading for September 12th through September 19th, 2025. I'm Joyful Medium Joy Giovanni. I help people get clear messages and guidance from loved ones who've crossed over to the other side or from their own souls about their own lives. Let's look at the guidance, potentials, and energy for this week. I can already tell you this week's theme is going to be about choices. Let's dive in so I can give you the guidance about these choices. We're going to start off with some good news. How wonderful for a change, right? We have here the Six of Pentacles. Now, Six of Pentacles is about gifts. It can be about receiving gifts and being in abundance. It can be about giving gifts. It can be about recognizing those gifts that are coming across our path from spirit or from the universe. But this is a great energy. Perhaps you've been having a time where you've been maybe a little worried about abundance or a little bit stressed about abundance, or maybe you're on the opposite side of this coin, this pentacle, and you have been receiving a lot of abundance and you realize, hey, I can really help out some of my friends or some of my community. I can really offer a little bit more right now. So looking at which side of this coin you're on, and that seems like, again, the theme of this reading is which side of the coin or the pentacle or the choice are we on, right? So be keeping your eye out for gifts, but remember, abundance, giving, receiving is a reciprocal energy. So maybe you're learning about receiving or maybe you're learning about giving. Which one is it for you? And it can be both at the same time, right? Not so black and white thinking. This next card is where we start into our choices for the week. So this Two of Swords is indicating that there's a choice to be made. For some of you, this could look like a crossing of paths, right? A fork in the road as you see these swords kind of crossed across her. What I need you to notice about this card are a couple things here. One, this water is looking very turbulent. Two, she's got this blindfold on her eyes and this moon in the background, this person. So the water being a little bit turbulent can mean things might not feel easy. The choice might not be clear. There might be lots of other contributing factors or things to consider right now. You might feel like, due to last week, that time is moving really quickly. You might feel like things are not moving forward and you don't have all the information, but we are weighing out a choice right now. There is only one of us and we can only greet one path at a time, right? So sometimes that means something else has to be either put on hold or let go of. But what I want you to remember here is keeping your intuition with you all along. Sometimes swords can be very heady, can be very us analyzing and trying to decide and pushing hard, right? But if we don't have all the information, we can't possibly do a full analysis. While it's important to be analyzing the facts, it's also important to be leaning into the emotions. And this blindfold means a couple things here. One, as we know, particularly in the US, most of our figures of justice are depicted with this blindfold on. Why? Justice is supposed to be blind. That's why. Same as this choice that we're being asked to make. We're being asked not to look from our physical eyes at only what seems to be happening, but to also feel with our intuition, with our emotions, with everything else that we know, with what we know about where we want to go, with what we know about where we've already been, right? And the other little caution with this blindfold is just to make sure that you're not counting out any facts or factors right now. Sometimes we feel indecisive because we don't like the options. I'm going to say that again. Sometimes we feel indecisive or like we don't know what to do because we don't like the options in front of us. That's okay. It's okay to have our feelings, but don't turn a blind eye to some opportunity that might be greeting you or another door that might be opening as something's closing just because you feel like you have a judgment about it, right? You don't like it. Okay, moving on to some more guidance about these choices to be made. The moon card. We saw the moon in the last card and we're seeing it again here. The moon is to remind us that our intuition is always available. Moon is watery. It's about things hidden from our awareness, right? In that dark night sky, being illuminated by what? Our intuition. Just tuning into who you are, who you want to show up as in these choices and in this period of time. Remembering, as you see in this card, that some things are hidden from us. These figures here are wearing masks. We don't have all the information about them. We might not know who they are truly. We might only know who they present to be, right? So just knowing that a double down of this energy we were just talking about. You might not be able to only trust what you see here. You might have to be leaning into your intuition. Perhaps there's someone in the mix of this choice that you're making, and something inside of you is saying, yeah, I know they're showing up and looking like a trustworthy person, but something doesn't feel right here. I feel like I'm missing information about them. Really trust that. Lean in, open up to your intuition, see what else you can know about them, right? So Moon is reminding you, you do have intuition, even if you don't feel like it, even if you don't like the choices before you. There is more going on here than meets the eye, and there are energetic things happening behind the scenes that may come to our awareness soon, or may just come to our intuitive awareness, even if we don't have all the facts just yet. This next card is a different version of making choices, but still in the suit of Pentacles. This Four of Pentacles has to do with kind of balancing our money, our finances, our abundance, our time. And this card is a bit of a caution often to look at whether we as an individual are perhaps spending too much right now, letting the money flow out into the world too much, and maybe we do need to be saving a little bit aside right now. Or on the other side of the pentacle, remember, which side of the coin are you on this week? Are you penny pinching too tightly? Are you holding on to every cent? Are you not having any fun, any enjoyment? Are you not letting yourself use your time, use your abundance, use your money in ways that also support and satisfy you, right? We all have the limited means that we have. So it's not saying, go for broke, right? That's exactly the opposite of what this card's saying. Don't decide to spend your entire bank account on an amazing trip just because you want to reward yourself if you don't have the savings to support that, right? So not just being enticed by glittery things to kind of bet all in, but also not pinching so tight so that we're not enjoying the time that we do have here together. Maybe there's a compromise there. Maybe there's a way for you to be more intentionally choosing how you're spending your time, choosing your abundance, choosing where you want to be giving and where you want to be withholding your own personal funds, for example. So this is just taking a look at things and really evaluating for yourself. Do you feel like you're doing a good job in the ebb and flow with your own finances, with your own money, with how much you're saving, with how much you're spending, with what that looks like, with how much is coming in and how much is going out? So little caution. We want to be either balanced or ebbing and flowing here. You guys know I don't love the idea of balance. I don't think it's real in a static way. I think we're always moving. The energy's always moving. Sometimes we might be spending a little more. Other times we might be saving a little more. This is just asking you to make sure that you're doing both and that you're not only saving or only spending, right? And this last card is a continuation of the message we've received so far today. This is this temperance card. And if you notice, she's doing what? Tempering the fluid or the liquid, the water between these two cups. So she's balancing or tempering her emotions. Tempering in cooking, for example, think about when we have a hot liquid and a cold liquid and we want the liquids to be warm. We would start pouring those liquids together until they blend enough that the temperature is the same, is tepid or warm, right? So that's what we're being asked to do here. We're being asked to blend the energies that are showing up for us, the strength, the fear, the love, the compassion. We're asking not to let one of these emotions in our space overwhelm us, but we're being asked to temper these emotions. If you have fear about what you see happening, can you temper those emotions with what you're doing behind the scenes or what you're contributing in your own community? If you are feeling really excited about the fall as we're tipping into it, and you're feeling like you just want to throw caution to the wind and spend all your savings on this big trip, for example. I don't know why I like that example right now. I have a few people traveling. Maybe you're being asked to look and say like, okay, I do want to take this trip, but can I allocate only a certain amount of money and can I be saving the rest, right? So tempering, not going all in one direction or another, but really just finding this balance point or finding this ebb and flow. She's got one foot on land, one foot in the water, reminding us to be equally tuning into this 3D world as we are our emotions, our intuition, finding the strength of ourself as a soul within us. This power of ourself as a soul really is what creates wings for us in this lifetime. And the sun is about to come out over these mountains mountains often indicate like hurdles, difficult times, something to surmount, right? So the sun rising over these mountains, even though in this depiction it's just barely over the mountains, letting you know that good days are ahead. There are things to celebrate. There is love to be had. There's community to be had and to support. But we are being asked to be looking from more of this temperance perspective of not all of one, not all of something else, but how can we combine? How can we collaborate to ideas, to forces, to things? How can we be more in balance? How can we be more ebbing and flowing between our intuition and our logical mind? How can we be in this 3D reality and reminding ourselves that our loved ones on the other side, our spirit guides are all here supporting us and helping us? So this looks like a week of choices. Let me know what types of choices are showing up for you. Is it a clear fork in the road, or is it something where you're really having to evaluate what you see with your eyes versus what's going on behind the scenes or what you feel in your intuition? Let me know how this rolls out for you. If you're not already following my podcast, Spirit Speakeasy, I would love it if you did. You can find it wherever you listen to podcasts. You can also find it on my YouTube channel on my website, joyfulmedium.com, in the blog section. I hope you will join me there. It is an awesome time with lots of wonderful guests, and I hope to see you there. Big hugs. Good luck this week with all of our choices. Please know that I'm sending you all the love as you move through this energy. Bye for now.